Hi, I'm Lou, another episode of My Car Story. I'm here with Terry Pisha. Terry,
Hello, Lou.
good to see you. Thank you, Ted. And I'll take that. And Terry, this is the second car I'm doing of yours. What do we have here today?
It's a 1930 L29 Cord. 1929 to 32, they made these L29s. Sometimes they're called coffin nose or long nose cord, as opposed to the coffin nose that most people know. It's a first front wheel drive car, and E.L. Cord named it after himself.
Look at
It's got a
that.
Lycoming engine, a straight 8 Lycoming.
We're going to take a look at that in a second, but this is a piece of history. This is just
That
fantastic.
dome-shaped part below the grill is the cover of the differential. It goes engine, then the transmission, and then the differential. And the little green rods are the drive shafts going out to front wheels.
There's our drive shaft, as we can see.
Brakes are mounted inboard right behind this, and you can see the brake drum there. One of the features the engineers were proud of here is that very little unsprung weight. Most of the weight of the car is on the springs, just the weight of the wheels.
When we just pulled it out of the barn, it's clearly not a barn find, but that's where we keep it. So it could be a little dusty. Let's step back for a second, Terry, before we pull that apart.
Okay,
Let's take an overall look at the side of it. Come with me for a minute.
sure.
So how long have you had this?
I got this in 1983 down in Atlanta, Georgia. It had been restored by another fella. Since we've had it, we've added some of the missing parts, restored it. It's been on a number of tours with the Auburn Corps Duesenberg Club, the Labor Day reunion, and it's been 8 years in the Auburn Corps Duesenberg Museum in Auburn, Indiana.
So this car was there for 8 years
Right.
in the museum, and it just looks great. I mean, one thing I would say is that how did you decide you wanted a Cord? I mean,
Well, I visited the museum the year before, 1982, and when you saw an L29 for the first time, they're so fantastic that I started looking for one. At that time, I didn't know how difficult it might be, but I found this in ad in Hemmings Motor News.
okay, let's take a look at this side, and we've got a horn right there. What are some of the more difficult parts when you're restoring your
Well,
Cord?
that was one of the difficult things. We didn't have horns, and a parts man from Canada, Pete, is well known among the ACD members.
Yeah,
He can find you almost anything, given enough time and money,
okay.
and he found those horns for me. I know when I questioned the price, he told me, well, I was right, that was quite a bit of money, but he said he didn't need them, I did.
Yeah.
We settled at his price.
So, and these are
Knockoff hubs.
knockoff hubs, real spoke wheels. There's the battery box down there, and you can see the wonderful detail in the handles.
Car has things such as little courtesy lights when you open the doors. When the lights are on, it lights up your step into it.
Oh, that's, yeah, I see that. Look at that.
A little trash inside
Look
of
at
it.
that. Beautiful. Look at the back seat on this.
Like many of the old cars at that time, it has a roller shade in the back window, little courtesy lights in the corners.
Oh, that's great. In the shade. And,
This interior, of course, was redone in appropriate fabric. One of the interesting things is this windlace, the border underneath the windows. That's the original out of the car. It was done in brown originally, and people dyed that the blue-gray to go with this particular car and its colors. I'll walk around the other side and show you some of the features
yeah,
on the dashboard.
we'll let's do that. Let me show the back of it while I'm here.
This is not an authentic trunk. Trunks, there were aftermarket trunks, of course. And there's more of a rounded trunk that is frequently on these cars. Notice it only has one tail light.
Yeah.
Tail light, stop light, and tail light.
Oh, we got one on this side too, no?
Is this one?
It's all right. We're working together on this car. That's why we shoot them together, so we could talk and learn at the same time.
A little bit dirty on the tires this time.
So Terry, show me how you start something like this. Let me just jump kind of insider. What is this?
Well, it's a German silver covering. We've got the fuel gauge, the ammeter. It's a revolving speedometer.
Okay.
And the odometer.
That's pretty advanced.
This I've got a throttle button that I haven't gotten on here, but each of these buttons, carburetor heat, manifold heater for the carburetor.
Is this a glove box?
Yes, it's a glove box.
Okay. And what's on the far side?
There.
I'm going to jump on that side. Hold on.
Okay. This is fuel gauge. And
let me get that. Okay,
I
fuel gauge.
And I don't really recall.
That's all right.
I haven't had this car out in a couple of years.
What is this key here?
That was for the bypass on the muffler. You could open it up for
Okay, a bypass on the muffler, and this is your
emergency brake.
And we've got the pedals, obviously. How do the pedals work on this?
Well, it's a standard transmission with clutch, brake, and the small gas pedal. This is the gear shift. And you
show me that again. Okay.
The first gear, second gear, forward, third, and reverse.
So it's all in the feel.
Yeah. And the starting, well, as most of these, I've got electric fuel pumps on to assist in starting, but I'm not going to get it. I'm going to have my son start it for us. Ted! Oops, I yelled into the camera.
That's all right.
Come and give it.
Ted, come and start this for us. And while Ted's doing that, I'm going to focus on this right here. Hey, Ted.
Hi, guys.
Come on in and show us how this thing starts. And what are you actually doing?
I turn the key on, turn the electric fuel pump on, just for a few minutes to give it a little bit. It's a little bit of choke's in now, and then the bottom center knob here, pull that out to engage the starter. It does. It's a mechanical starting system. It has no electric function. It pulls a plunger that actuates the starter.
Okay.
A little different. No solenoid involved.
Got it. Let's take a look under the hood. Let's keep it running. We're on the exhaust manifold side. Wow, nice
Gear shift that I showed you is this rod.
Okay.
Goes for that green rod right down to the transmission.
Right down to the transmission. Here's the trans.
Now the later
shifting right now.
Later Cords had the transmission in front of the radiator, so they couldn't have a direct hookup. They used vacuum and electrical solenoids to shift gears.
What is this right here?
Oil.
Oil, and then we got our
carburetor. Here's the starter. And that rod that he pulled out directly lifts.
Okay.
Starter on.
Let's shut this side and take a look at the other side. Hey, Ted, hit that horn for a second.
The horn?
You have the horn on that? Is the horn functioning or not?
You can just hear it. Just a little gurgle.
All right, a little gurgle right now.
And hydraulic brakes. There's the reservoir for the hydraulic fluid. The lubricating system has good oil. You pump by a foot pedal, and it sends it around to different places that would normally be zerks or grease fittings on later cars. This is all shaft drive off of the timing chain here. Runs the water pump and then the generator.
All right. Well, Terry, let's put the top back, the engine compartment back. Terry, stand right next to your car. Thanks for being on My Car Story.
Bye.